Good to see you all. If you can hear me. So good to see you all. Just spent some time with some of our cleaners here, thanking them for all of their work. So a bunch of senior folks from New York City Transit are out this morning. Sally Librero was out. I'm out. Pat Warren is out. Sarah Meyer is out. Craig Cipriano is out. Just meeting with cleaners, meeting with station staff, saying thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Thank you so much for the work that you've been doing over the last couple of months. You know, one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we're hearing from riders is obviously there's the essential workers who we've been moving this entire time. But, there's some folks who haven't been in the system since March, and they're now returning to the system for the first time, and one of the things they're saying is, I can't believe how clean these trains are. I can't believe how clean these buses are. I can't believe how clean these stations are. And it's all because of the folks who work here. So we were just meeting with car cleaners and terminal and station cleaners, and they are doing the work that is making riders enter this system with confidence and feel good about coming back. So we were thanking them and just telling them how grateful we are for their work. I want to give you a couple pieces of news on ridership, and then I want to introduce Sarah Meyer, who's going to talk for a few minutes, and then take questions. So new ridership numbers that we just got this morning that are reflective of yesterday. So yesterday's ridership, 851 on subways. So that's up from 802 on Monday and up from 836 on Tuesday. Buses continuing to come back as well. Again, Monday buses 862, Tuesday buses 914. I don't have the bus number for Wednesday yet. But I think it shows that people are sort of taking their time, but approaching the system with confidence. They're ready to come back. If you've been in the system like you all have the last couple of days, you've seen people with a little bit of spring in their step, with a little bit of bustle. It feels like New York is starting to come back. This is a lot of folks' sort of daily routine. This is their commute. This is what makes them feel like New York is coming back to normalcy. And they're entering a system that's as clean as it's ever been, and that where we're seeing mass compliance at 92%. And we're just glad to have them back. So I want to turn this over to Sarah Meyer for a few minutes, and we'll take questions. Thank you. Sarah Meyer.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to add my thanks to all of the staff, all of the cleaners who have been working so hard to get our system to be that sparkling shine. It's really incredible to see how our customers are coming back into the system. You can see a little bit of hesitation in their eyes. And when they walk into the subway car, to see the relief, that they look at the shining floors and they smell the lemon scent, and that's because of the hard work of our cleaners. So I just wanted to thank them from the bottom of my heart. I also wanted to thank the strategy and customer experience team for all of their hard work, and the stations team for the incredible preparations it took to get hundreds of thousands of decals applied to the floors of our stations, the signs on our buses, to make sure that our customers know where and how they can best protect themselves and protect our staff. So, we were out all weekend 24/7. It's not easy work, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart. We'll take questions.
Yeah, so just to put a finer point on that, Sarah's team was out all weekend last weekend. The decals the decals were on back order, and so they came in late. It's not like we had decals for the last month. So her team was out all weekend with Sarah, with myself, with others, putting down decals in stations. Sarah had the brilliant idea when the decals were on back order, like, why don't we, which was very New York City Transit, why don't we just make our own stencil and paint? And so they made stencils at the last minute, and then we went out and we spray painted. I have been wanting to say this for 3 days. I need to personally apologize to the people at the Beverly station, because I painted their platform. And after I painted about 4 stencils, Sarah Meyer removed me from my position and suggested I go on to some other work. And so there's some stencils at Beverly that do not look good, and it's because Sarah Feinberg did them. And then I had to move on to degooping the stencils. So anyway, hugely grateful to Sarah Meyer's team as well. They're also the folks who are endlessly patient on Twitter and take every question and comment. So, so they're wonderful. Okay, questions. Dan, did you have a question?
1 second. With bus ridership outpacing subway ridership in just raw number of passengers, what does that tell you?
Look, I mean, subway or bus ridership didn't fall as dramatically as subway ridership did either. I'm not sure that we find it particularly surprising. People are taking baby steps as they re-enter the city and re-enter their commute, right? And some people feel comfortable walking, biking, bus to subway, bus to bus. People are sort of approaching it in all different ways. And so, look, I just think we're gratified people are coming back to the system, and when they're in the system, they are, whether they're on a bus or on a subway, they are feeling confident and pleased with how we're bouncing back. Anybody else?
So there have still been some pictures on social media that I've seen of packed subway cars. People are wearing masks, but still issues with social distancing. So what would you say to those people and what they're going through?
We're at 15% ridership. To be clear, when we were at 8% ridership, there were crowding conditions. This is the biggest transportation system in North America. If we don't have crowding conditions, it means that we are serving such a tiny percentage of our riders that we're not doing our job, or that the city is completely closed down. So we don't want to be in a place where everyone can 6 feet of social distance, because the reality is that means there's almost no one in the system and no one's going to work. So if you're going to reopen the economy, if you're going to reopen the city, if you want people to come back to work, you got to give them a way to get back to work. And so what we've been saying from the beginning is we're going to give you everything. We're going to give you all the tools we can possibly give you, so that you can enter the system with confidence and know how to keep yourself safe and healthy. So we're going to require masks. Masks are absolutely required. Hand sanitizer is at every station. Floor decals, new signs, directions so you know where to go, what to do, how to navigate the system. There are going to be many, many times when you can't get 6 feet. You might only be able to get 3 feet. You can't get 2 feet. You only have 1 foot. We've seen systems around the world struggle with this. And the reality is if you are vigilant about your mask, you are in really good shape. Public health experts say 70% is a tipping point on masks. 90% is amazing. We're at 92% compliance. We need to get to 100, but we're getting there, and the most important thing is to be vigilant about your mask usage. Okay?
Is there any estimate on how much longer the overnight closures would have to go? Or
We're gonna stay closed overnight through the pandemic. Look, to have no one else in the system, no one on the trains from 1 to 5 is an important opportunity for us to be really efficient, really effective at getting cleaning done, and so it's going to go at least through the pandemic. Okay.
Anybody else?
Dan?
I wanted to respond to a comment the governor made saying it was impossible to do the level of cleaning without shutting down the system overnight, but your own subways chief had told us you're cleaning cars of multiples 2, 3, 4, 5 times, probably even a higher number if I recall. So if you're cleaning that much when you're closed overnight, why can't you do a good basic level of cleaning with service, maybe even scaled back, so you're not just re-cleaning cars multiple times?
Well, look, we're cleaning the stations twice a day. We're disinfecting stations twice a day, and then we're disinfecting every car that's in service multiple times a day. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5, 6, 7. We're cleaning them as they come into a terminal. So if a train pulls in, we're not going to say, oh, that was cleaned a couple of hours ago, we don't need to clean it again. We're going to be cleaning it again because we want to be cleaning and disinfecting as much as we possibly can to make sure the system is safe and healthy, to make sure riders are safe. I cannot emphasize enough, to have the system completely empty from 1 to 5 is an important opportunity for us to really be effective and efficient at cleaning. It is not possible to be as effective and as efficient at cleaning when you've got a ton of people in the system. I mean, that just makes sense. If you've got 20 people on a car, do I enter the car and then ask everyone to leave and then we clean? I mean, Dan, you know the system better than anybody. It's to have everyone out of the system means we can be incredibly effective.
Explain how, because you just said you're cleaning it multiple times throughout the day.
And throughout the night, yeah.
So can you just explain how closing it makes it efficient if you're already being efficient in cleaning it during the day with riders?
No,
And then when they reach the last stop,
Yeah.
riders
You-
just happen to leave.
You may have misunderstood me. So we're cleaning 24/7. What I'm saying is to have riders not in the system means we're incredibly effective and efficient in those hours without riders in the system, because it means riders aren't on the trains and they're not in the stations. Okay, good to see you all. Thanks.